Hi everyone, it's Heidi from HB Papercrafts. Taking a second to connect as always to Facebook. Making sure we're up and going here. I am here with my 12th and final day of my 12 Days of Christmas video tutorials, which have been a lot of fun. I hope that you've been following along. If you didn't get to see all of them, they are in the video section here on my Facebook page and also on my YouTube channel. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel for any new uploaded videos. Here we are. Looks like we're connected and we're going. My computer is almost as slow as Facebook tonight. There it is, I can see it. All right, so as I said, I'm here with my 12th and final project for the 12 Days of Christmas. My final project is this really sweet Christmas ornament featuring the Merry Moose, the sprig punch, and a stamp out of the Merry Moose stamp set. So if you can see, I'm going to just sort of put it up close a little bit so you can see I have done some Wink of Stella on the darker petals of the wreath, and I hope that shows up, but it really adds a lot. It's really kind of cute. Okay, so I started with punching. I punched out, this is roughly about 20 of the sprig punch, and this is out of Pear Pizzazz. And then I punched four or five you need out of a darker, and I used garden green for this one. I punched my moose from the moose punch out of some early espresso, and we did just learn that the moose is out of stock and not available now, but he will be returning, so watch for updates. He'll return at some point if you didn't get your hands on him. And then I used my largest scalloped die from the Layering Circles dies. Just cut it out of that Toile Tidings paper for a little bit of the gingham background. Now the ornament base is just a regular paper mache ornament base that you can buy at any craft store. You can probably get them at the dollar store or Walmart. Just these little dollar paper mache bases. You could, if you had, if you didn't have one of these, you certainly could use a thick cardboard and cut yourself a circle and just punch a hole. And make yourself a tie to hang it with. If you had chipboard, you could use a variety of things as the base of your ornament. I do have some coasters. I thought maybe I would use a coaster at some point, just covering it with the designer series paper and going from there. So I did have a couple of these, so I wanted to use them up, and this is what I decided to do with them, this fun little ornament project. So we're going to start just with my piece of the Toile Tidings paper, and I'm going to glue it onto my ornament. So one side is a really nice side, the other side is where the price tag and all that was, so that's where I'm going to cover up. I'm going to use my liquid glue. I got it all gunked up here, and I'm going to glue it on. Now I'm going to use liquid glue for everything on this project because it's an ornament. We want it, of course, to stay for years to come on our project, so that's whomever you give it to will have it for a long time, and it's not going to fall apart. Alright, so there is our base. So to start making assembling sort of my wreath around the flower, I'm actually going to take one of our acrylic blocks, and I'm just going to use the liquid glue, and I'm going to give myself a little puddle of it on the acrylic block. So this is the easiest way that I found to adhere all these, still using the liquid glue and not making a mess everywhere. So I'm going to start at the top here, what would be the top of the ornament, and I'm just going to put the end of my sprig punch in the liquid glue, and I'm going to start here. Now I went a little overboard with this one, of course, so You just want to put a little bit right on the very end of these. So just a little, and then I'm going to lift up. I'm going to stick it underneath. And we're just going to go ahead and go all the way around. Wow, I'm sliding all over the place here. My first one, I really did go overboard on the glue, so now it's sliding all around on me. It was a little heavy-handed. So once you get the hang of where you're going to put them, it actually goes together really kind of quickly. And you don't have to shove them under, it's just where I thought that it looked best, so it kind of gave it that layered look to the ornament. I thought this would be a fun project. My sister and sister-in-law and I, in lieu of Christmas presents years ago, decided we would start doing an ornament exchange. So that's been a lot of fun. We've collected a lot of ornaments, and a lot of our ornaments have been handmade, which is really fun, really cool. So you have those to look back on, which is neat. Hi, Angela. So this sprig punch is right in the annual catalog. You'll find it in with all the other punches. I'm going to go all the way around with the Pear Pizzazz, and then I'm going to come back and hit it with the, and fill in a couple of spaces with my garden green. And putting like a circle base underneath this really gives you a good idea of where to put all your pieces, because of course it's going to give you the circle frame to go all the way around. And one more. There we go. All right, so there is the start, and we have our little wreath. So now I'm going to go back and I'm going to use my darker pieces, my garden green, and I'm going to just stick them in spots, you know, because I'm going to put 4 of them around. So I'm just going to stick them randomly in some spots here. You could certainly use more if you wanted to use more of the darker color. And then, last but not least, this guy. And I'm going to lift up some pieces here and put him sort of hiding in the background. Alright, so there is that. So before we continue on, I'm actually going to take, when you look at the original, you see there's a little bit of the bling when I originally showed you. So all I'm going to do to achieve that is use my Wink of Stella, and I'm just going to paint it on to the darker green, just the darker green ones. And it originally makes them look a little bit darker, but it does dry and just leave the sparkle behind, which is really cool. Hi, Sue. How are you? And then like so. And then you can go through and you could certainly punch some more to see if there are any spaces where you didn't feel like you got it covered. But like I said, I originally punched 20 of the light and 4 of the dark. And that gave me the look that I was looking for originally. And of course, you're not gonna, if you make more than one, you're not gonna set them in the same places. So I can already see that on this particular one, there might be a couple of spaces where I might want some more. And I would just go ahead and do that. All right, so there we go. So there's some little bling on my ornament. I'm going to take my mousse and I'm going to glue him down as well with a little bit of the liquid glue. And all I did is I hit his body a little bit, and I'm going to stick him, I'm going to kind of pull up some greenery and I'm going to stick him behind so it looks like he's coming through the greenery here. And he's just going to go right there. Now I used the, oh goodness, I should have paid attention. I'm going to turn him just a little bit because my string is up here and I didn't pay attention to that, silly woman. And good thing it's liquid glue because it lifts right up if you catch it quickly enough. All right, so now he's there. I took a piece of a scrap piece of the Very Vanilla. And also in this mousse set is this Happiest of Holidays phrases. So I'm going to stamp the Happiest of Holidays on a piece of the Very Vanilla. And I'm going to punch it out with my classic label punch. And there it is. And I am, of course, going to just ink up the edges of that punch. Hi, Georgia. Now to glue on the phrase, I'm going to stick a glue dot actually on each end of the Happiest of Holidays. One on this end, one on this end. And I'm going to give it some dimension just by bending it a little bit in the middle. And I'm going to stick part of it here. And I'm going to pull it up so that it gives it even more of a little banner effect so that there's a little dimension to it. And I'm going to stick the other piece there. So there is that. And then last but not least, I'm going to take these are the little sparkly gems from the Toile Tidings suite of products. And I'm just going to litter these around. On my wreath. And I'm just gonna use up this last one here, and I'm gonna go up here above his head like that. So there we go. So I have our real red ribbon. I'm gonna cut myself the length of it. I'm going to use it and tie a bow around the ornament hanger here. And let's just set that there. Look at that. Gave myself another set of hands. And there we have it. After I finagle the bow into submission here. Alright, it wants to go backwards, so let's just let it do its thing. I don't know why I'm struggling. I don't want to pull that too hard because it'll pop right out on me. Alright, so there we have it. Our little Christmas ornament. All I did was I just covered and made my little wreath on this little paper mache ornament. As I said, you could get at the dollar store or Walmart, anywhere. We used that sprig punch and punched out several of those to make our little wreath. We punched out the moose, and then we punched out the happiest of holidays, added some sparkle with the Wink of Stella. So there you go. There is project number 12 of the 12 Days of Christmas. I appreciate you guys watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed all of these projects and that you will recreate them. I'll be coming back at you soon with on our regular Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. and I have lots of sneak peeks of some new product, some of our celebration items, which are super fun. So I have lots of great stuff coming up. So I hope you continue to tune in on Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock for Facebook Live projects. I hope you have a great evening, everybody. Happy stamping. Bye-bye.